Traders, good morning and welcome back to another episode of the Day in the Life of a Forex Trader series. Now, for those of you who don't know, and you haven't been watching this series already, this is where I take you through my day in the life as a Forex Trader, show you the ins and outs, the ups and downs, the profits and the losses, and everything in between. Now, today's going to be a very exciting day. I've got a very busy day lined up. It's just gone 9 o'clock in the morning. Earlier on this morning, about 8 o'clock, I took 2 positions. And I'm going to update you on how those are going just after I come back from the gym. I'll share my chart analysis with you and the profit they're currently in. Otherwise, it's looking like a very, very busy day today. We're going to head into London later on. I'm going to show you around Liverpool Street and Bank area and also show you the old 𝗹𝗶𝗶 offices where we used to work. But yeah, all around a very busy day. Let's get down to the gym and get started. So I'm back from the gym. I had a really good session actually. My arms are feeling a little bit dead because I trained arms today, but hopefully that will sort itself out. I always feel like going to the gym in the morning sets me up for a better day. It puts me in a better frame of mind and it helps me accomplish more in my day. I'm not sure why that is, but I always feel that's the way. So going to the gym in the morning is almost compulsory on a working day. I usually try to go 5 times a week, especially at the moment, I'm trying to get back into it. But as I said, today the gym was empty, so I pretty much had the gym to myself, to be honest with you. Usually I go a little bit early, like 7 AM, 8 AM, but because of the vlog and I was doing my filming this morning before I went, I was a little bit later than I usually am. But it turned out to be a good thing, so there we go. Now next on the agenda is a shower and a protein shake. Alright, so it's time for some chart analysis. It's just gone lunchtime. It's about 1:45 now. It's a little bit later on than I anticipated, but you know how it goes. Things get in the way. You get tied up with this, you get tied up with that. You look at the clock and think, well, where's all the time gone? Now, it's been a busy day for me in general, but also a very busy day in the markets because I've actually taken 4 positions today. I'm currently only in 1. I've closed 2 others in profit, I believe, and 1 at a loss. I'm going to break that all down for you now. So let's jump over to the charts and let's take a look at the trade that I am in this second, which is the pound to the Canadian dollar. We're looking at the hourly chart, and I'm going to break things down for you right now. So, I entered in somewhere back here, about a couple of hours ago. I think I want to say that candle right here. And we can see that we have now just broken out of this range, and we're looking like we might be able to go higher. My main concern was filling in those wicks, realistically, at this level. There's a couple of wicks that needed filling that I've marked out in this blue rectangle. And if we close the where we are now, I'm confident price will go higher. Obviously, we did see a sell-off in the pound and the riskier currencies at the start of the week. Last week, on Friday, we saw a big sell-off in some of the equities markets, in some of the commodities, especially oil. And as a result, come Monday, we saw a sell-off in those riskier currencies. Now, to cover that very, very quickly, there is a certain element of the market which cares for risk sentiment. And it's a fundamental thing you need to be following as a trader. I know that Ken speaks about it a lot on our market update series. Understand this. At certain times in the markets, people want to hold certain currencies. When they're optimistic about the future of the world economy, they want to hold riskier currencies like the pound, like the Canadian dollar, like the Australian dollar, like the New Zealand dollar, for example. And traditionally, in times of economic despair, people flood back to the dollar, people flood back to the yen, people flood back to the Swiss franc. You see what happened with the dollar and the pound, for example, when we had that big sell-off last year in 2020. The pound was dumped and it was at the lowest level it's been in a very long time, and the dollar rallied. People flood back into that currency because they want to hold their cash. Now, will that be like that forever? Who knows? Will the dollar still be on top in the next 10, 15 years? Who knows? There's a case for and against, but traditionally, that's what's done at the moment. Now, that's what we saw on Monday, a massive sell-off in the riskier currencies, and the dollar was strengthening again because that fear entered the market. And we see that we broke this nice upwards trend on the pound to the Canadian. There's been so many opportunities in this trend to get involved. I think the pound has been very, very strong for a decently long time now. I haven't seen the pound so strong in a very long time. And obviously, we had a very, very aggressive sell-off at the start of the week. That being said, for the entry itself, I was told to go long by my indicators on the start of this candle, so it would have been right here. However, I'm trying to have a few different things in my system at the moment. I think I'm going to break that down more for you later on today. But I understood that I was still able to go long. The price was consolidating and moving to the right. I got in, and obviously now price is moving upwards. So I'm quite happy with that position so far. I'm now going to take you over to the pound to the dollar, and we're going to break down a position I took earlier on today. All right, so I won't spend too long on this pair because I'll be honest with you, it hurt my heart a little bit. It's a tough one, and I must have been stopped out when I went to the gym. I actually called the right direction. Of course, the pound is strengthening today, a little bit of a rebound from its lows on Monday. Now, unfortunately, I don't want to mark it out, guys. It's going to make me cry, but it's how it goes sometimes, unfortunately. You can see here, I entered in on the start of this candle here. We had a rally up to this level here. I thought I was laughing. In fact, I probably was at the gym at this time. And it's come down and wicked me out on this candle, and it's continued off. Got to roll with the punches sometimes when it comes to the markets. You can't let these things put you off. It is easy to get caught up on these things, and I've got a habit of taking those actually. Back in some of the trading floors I used to work in back in the day, I had a habit of taking these trades, which would just pin me out and move off. But you know, you see this is how it goes in the market sometimes. There's nothing else to be done. I wasn't actually at my charts at the time, but I always have a very conservative stop on my trades. And when you do that, you do unfortunately have these situations where you do get pinned out and then price continues off. You need to have enough room for your trade to breathe, but also not enough room for it to absolutely run away from you and you in a massive drawdown. It's going to completely kill your trading day. Now, let's move on to another trade that I had today, which is on the Australian to the Swiss franc. This is actually a profitable trade, and I actually called the exit, I think, quite well. I don't know how much I made on this trade. I'm bringing it up on screen right now, my current performance for the day so far, without counting this trade that I'm currently in at $300 profit. Now, again, on the same fundamental theme, we're talking about risk on, Yes, it's risk on, it's risk on. We're buying into these riskier currencies like the Australian dollar. We're selling out of the Swiss franc, the yen, as maybe the market overreacted a little bit on Monday. And people are trying to find some buying opportunities in some of these riskier currencies. And the stock market has reacted as well. We've seen some rallies in the stock market the past couple of days because people are becoming less fearful. So again, very, very quickly, looking at this trade right here, similar sort of thing to the pound trades I've taken, to be honest with you, on the same fundamental themes. I was told to go long by my indicators right here. I actually got in on time, entered in here, exited up here. I think I manually closed that one out. As I say, guys, I'm trying a few different things in my system. I'm actually just coming to terms with a few different rules I'm introducing. If you want to hear more about that, I'll go into more detail in perhaps a later episode about exactly the ins and outs of my system. But as I say, with this currency as well, it's the Australian dollar. We see that massive sell-off again. It's a risky currency, so it's sell-off again. Australian dollar, again, a pretty aggressive downtrend, unlike the pound. But you see what happens on Monday when the fear enters the market. Just a very, very aggressive sell-off. And now it's kind of reeling and trying to build up some momentum to go higher again. So we'll see where this goes. I'm not too bullish in the Australian dollar overall in the long term, but then neither am I for the Swiss franc as well. So we'll see how this one goes. That was a decent trade. Again, I can't quite remember how much profit I made on it. I'll bring it up on the screen now if I haven't already. And yeah, that was that trade. And I think there's one more trade to cover. Let's bring that up on screen right now. This was a trade that I took on the pound to the franc. Actually, you just saw me take a trade on the Australian dollar to the franc. And this was just me mitigating my risk. I took those two positions. I got two entries on them. I think in hindsight, this would have been the better position. But as I say, you know, that's hindsight talking. You never know these things. And you see here how I entered in here. My stop was down here. And I exited here. I think I made like $25 on this trade. It was just me mitigating my risk. I took those two positions on the Australian to the franc and the pound to the franc. And I didn't want to be overexposed to one currency. That's one thing you need to be very, very aware of in the markets. Is exposing yourself to too many longs on one currency or too many shorts on another currency. I don't want to be long on the pound to the franc, the pound to the dollar, the pound to the Japanese yen all at the same time, because if something bad happens to the pound, all of my trades are going to tank. It's very, very simple investing theory, even to have a diversified portfolio, right? So understand that within the markets, you need to be aware of exposing yourself too much to one side of a currency. And you can do it without noticing sometimes, because you can be long on the cable and short on the euro to the pound, actually, which means that you are bullish on the pound overall. You need to be aware of that as well. Now, as for some general commentary for the markets right now, I think I don't want to spend too long on analysis because I don't want to get carried away. But we just had some news out from the Eurozone. We always track the fundamental events on the 𝗹𝗶_𝗹𝗶 Instagram and Facebook pages. Actually, I'm the one who puts those together. I'm going to bring it up on screen right now as an example. So we always follow these fundamental events. We post them on our story every single day, so all of our traders are aware what's happening in the market. It's these high impact events that can have a real impact on your trades. We put a little piece together for our stories each day. I always try to post it the night before, because some of the events are happening at 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, in China or in Australia. So our traders have got a chance to actually, adjust their trade, adjust their risk if they need to. As I say, up on screen right now, take a look at that. If you want to see more of this stuff and stay up to date with some of the fundamental events that are happening in the markets without having to go through my FX book calendars or that sort of stuff, links in the description below. Our Facebook story, our Instagram story, you'll see that every single day. And it's a great way to stay informed with the market and what's happening on a fundamental basis. Today, we had some big news out of the Eurozone. We had the interest rate decision from the ECB, where they maintained a 0% interest rate. So I think the euro didn't really react to it. Let's bring up the euro to the pound and see what's going on. Bit of volatility here. You can see the euro is strengthening right now. I stayed away from this pair this morning. There was a couple of entries I could have taken, but bearing in mind I had a lot of other entries I could take this morning, I didn't really feel the need to get involved with the euro today. I'm not ruling it out, but I tend to try and stay out of news events where I can. I want to put the odds in my favor. So, as I say, but that's my trading day so far. My other trade on the pound to the Canadian dollar has retraced a little bit, looks like. But we'll see where this one goes. I'm still quite confident on it. It's just about filling these wicks. There you go. New candle, 2 o'clock. Otherwise, I'm going to catch up with you guys very soon. We're going to head to London. I'm going to show you around where we used to work at 𝗹𝗶, and I'll catch up with you very soon. Right, I'm taking the scenic route down to the train station. I think we'll be there in about an hour's time. As I say, we're going to take you down to Liverpool Street, show you around the area. We'll go to the Bank of England together. We'll go back to the old offices and I'll show you where they were. And I'm also going to get some food in because I'm super, super hungry. So we made it outside of the old offices. Right behind me, before we look at the offices, this one right here is a little restaurant we went to for a team meeting a little while ago. But the craziest thing about that place is it only serves steak and chips. That's the only thing on the menu. We remember going there for the first time. It's a bit jarring, you don't really know what's going on. There's no menu, it's quite simply just steak and chips. Turning things around, let me show you. This was the one back in the day. I've tried it already, my code doesn't work anymore. But our floor, somewhere, the first floor, you can see all the skyrise buildings down there. That way is Liverpool Street. That's where we're going in a minute, down to Bank. But yeah, I miss it. Obviously, I joined the team in November last year. We started to transition into working from home. And obviously, I still had some time in that office and I still spent some time there with a team, coming in for team meetings, that sort of stuff. But again, never worked there fully, but I know a lot of people were very fond of that place. But yeah, memories. Take it down to Bank, then we go down to London Bridge. And after that, I think we're gonna get back home. I'm gonna wrap up the day with my trades, tell you how I'm getting on. There's been some interesting progression in my trades actually, but I'll say that for later on. But also, need to get some food in, because I'm still very hungry. I haven't really eaten today, so gotta get that sorted. There you go, guys, as I promised, Bank of England behind me. Literally 2-minute walk down from the offices. It's so cool to be back here again and seeing it busy as well, like people being about. I came out here in lockdown a couple of times, empty, it was completely dead, and it felt so strange to be in the city, this area of the city, the business centre of the city, and seeing nobody about. But good to be back here, a little bit like walking down memory lane. It's been a little while since I came down to Bank actually, so it's good to be here. Okay, thank you. What's up, man, mate? You take care, yeah? Thank you. Yeah, fella. Have that.
Thank you.
Have a nice day, mate.
God bless.
Made it down to London Bridge. That's Tower Bridge over that way. You can't see me now, but you can see Tower Bridge. Let me zoom in for you. Down that way. Got these little barges going past. It's good to be in the city when it's like this. You've got the Shard that way, and obviously all the rest of the city is behind me down towards Westminster. I think what we'll do now is I will catch up with you when we get home. We'll go for my trades for the day and we'll wrap things up. Alright, so time now is about 10:30 in the evening. I've just got back from London. It's been a super long day today, and I'm really glad to be able to share it with you on camera. Now, up on screen right now is my final trade performance for the episode. I think I did about $350 in profit for the day. Now, I took a lot of trades today, and that's quite unlike me, but there's just so much going on in the markets right now, so much opportunity to get involved with various different trades. I couldn't turn it down. Now, there's a couple of trades that you won't recognise because I actually haven't updated you on them as of yet. By the time I was in London, going around banking stuff, I'd already taken those trades. But before I get into that, I made a mistake in the fact that when I last spoke to you, doing my analysis on the charts, I had a trade going on the pound to the Canadian dollar. I was long, and it looked really good. It looked like a good entry. I was in solid stead for a winning trade potentially. But something about me and my trading and in general, that I'm always very protective of my profits, and I moved my stop a bit too aggressively, which meant that the market pulled back ever so slightly, and then I got pinned out for $50 of profit. So I made profit on the trade, but of course subsequently afterwards price moved a lot higher and I missed out. Then after that I made two mistakes actually. Was that I took a short on the USD to the Canadian. I got a signal to go short, it was fair game, but I got stopped out really quickly on that one as well. I think I got caught on the wrong side of a news event potentially, but again, that is what it is. However, this was all rectified by two solid positions I took on the pound to the Swiss franc. I took a long position, quite aggressive one I will say, but as I say, end of the day, I'm walking away with $350 for the day, so you can't complain. Now, as for these vlogs, I really hope that you're enjoying them and taking some insight into what my personal day in the life is like, and also understanding what it really is like to be a Forex trader from day to day, not so much what you see on social media with the _𝗯𝗶𝗍s. And it's kind of my mission to right that wrong and let people know that this is more or less what being a Forex trader is like. It's not all flashy. There was a lot of hard work involved in being a profitable trader, especially in getting to that point where you are profitable. So I really hope that you're enjoying these vlogs. Leave me a comment down below if you want to see anything else in the vlog, or anything you'd want to see removed next episode, or any improvements I can make in general. I really hope that you can see that the quality of content since I started at 𝗶𝗶𝗶𝗶 till now has improved. I certainly would hope so. And I'm always trying to make each video, each vlog, better and better. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Otherwise, show us some love with liking the videos, subscribing to the channel to see more content like this in the future with notifications on. That lets you know exactly when we're posting, so you can be the first to go and watch our new videos. And yeah, thank you for joining me today. Before I go, I have to say, if you're looking to get funded in the Forex markets, you're a profitable trader and just like that capital, 𝗶𝗶𝗶𝗶, of course, you know it already, is the best solution for that. You can get instant funding of $50,000, be trading in a couple of hours, and you've got account growth into the millions. What is not to like? And we've got certain things in place with risk AI structures and, you know, very innovative, industry-leading stuff that will help you become a more all-rounded trader. I hope you've enjoyed watching today, and I'll catch you in the next episode.